What's going on,
Hey, what's good, money? How you been?
man? I've been all right, man. So I'm gonna be all right during this episode 7. Season
So,
1, still we still in it.
we still
Um,
in it.
Yeah, still in it. So, man, what we got to talk about today, Valley?
All right, so we got something a little different today. Now, don't get me wrong, still has to do something with money, but it's just we kind of want to get the people's outlook. We gotta give people some ideas and different viewpoints on this subject. So,
Definitely. Yep.
exactly
Uh,
for this episode, we kind of want to ask the viewers, like, how do y'all view money? What do you all see money as? And that's kind of what's going to be the talking point for today. How do you view money?
yeah, that is definitely gonna be the talking point. And then, for anybody listening, now we're not doing calls or anything like that. We're just doing point of views, you know, viewpoints, not doing any call-ins. So we're just going to be, going through how we see it, and then how people see, like, starting off how people see money.
Exactly. And some of that, like, kind of examples of, like, how do you view money? It's like, for the audience, like, do you view money as, like, it's an end all to be all? Like, you just got to have money no matter what. Money is the most important thing in your life? Or do you view money as something evil, treacherous, or it's just nothing good comes out of money? Like, what's your view on that? And we're kind of going to go further into why that's not necessarily the right view to have. I can understand certain people's opinions about either side of it, but just like today, we're just gonna give you our viewpoints of what money actually is. How do we view money as? How me and money see it. We just, I'll start for me. For the most part, I just see money as a tool. Money is nothing but a tool for me. I have no love for it. I have no hate for it. Now, it sounds kind of crazy coming from us that's sitting here telling you how to make money, how money can solve a lot of things, how to quit your 9 to 5 job to make tons and tons of more money, or even just to give you a little bit of leeway within your day-to-day life. It might sound a little crazy, but this goes back to having mental fortitude. This goes back to having a mental game. So this whole episode is trying to figure out what's your mental status related to money. To me, money is just a tool. It's a very great tool to have, but at the end of the day, it's still a tool. To me, it's just a means to an end. Again, it's a very helpful tool, but it's still a tool.
Yeah, and then, yeah, that's how Belly sees it right there. And then, I'm the same way too. With me, money isn't everything either. You know, even though, like, everybody works to get it, and that's how we, pay our bills, have a roof under our head and everything, and get and buy our food. Yeah, it does run the world, but it doesn't mean it's like the only thing that matters, and money certainly doesn't buy happiness for a reason. So to me, money isn't everything. It helps a lot to get it, but it's not going to be everything, especially when I have it like that. Like, I'm gonna be doing other things that make me happy other than, just getting money. So yeah, it's just like Veli. I'll use it as a tool to get where I need to be in life, especially, buying time. So that's my end on it.
Yeah, that's very important. Like, he doesn't want all of his time taken chasing money. Don't get me wrong, money is important, but time is important just as well. But it kind of goes back to the phrase: in order to have money, you got to make money. In order to have more time, you got to have some money to back that up to give you time. So, like, I wouldn't say think of it this way. Like, another viewpoint what people have is like what money said: money can't buy happiness. Another view, some people truly believe money can buy happiness. I will say this: money can't buy happiness, but it can definitely solve a lot of your problems. Because most of our lives, or most of our day to day goes, we're sitting here thinking, how I'm gonna pay this bill. Oh, I gotta work this week, so I can't take a couple of days off. I got a few payments coming up. I still got my car note to pay off. I have my phone bill to pay off. I gotta spend grocery for the month. I gotta get baby food. All this revolves around money. And how do you get this money? The average person has to go to a 9 to 5 and use their time to let somebody else take their time. And by taking their time, they give you a certain amount of money. That's kind of how your daily life will go until you retire. You want to buy something, you need money. How you get that money? As an average person, you'll just work more hours, or you'll get a part-time job and try to stack up some more money to get whatever you want, take that vacation you want, or get that car you need, which is nothing necessarily wrong with that. But just think of the concept. You literally always have to work and give your time to somebody else to get a certain amount of money at a fixed rate.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
true.
crazy.
And then just like working at a job, like at a regular job, like a regular 9 to 5, then you got people like we gotta earn our time off, so like PTO. So it'll be like, yeah, if I want to take this week off, I have to keep giving like all this time so I can like earn that time off to get paid while I'm off because we're worried about like missing out on all that money when we want to take off days and some days we want to take off, we don't because we're worried about like how much money we're losing and how we're not going to be able to pay for this even if we take how many days off even if we want to.
Exactly. That's a lot of people worry because most of us we kind of almost live check to check. We could probably miss one check, possibly two, but just even missing one check will set us back so far. And what you have to do, you have to spend more time to catch up on the money you lost. That's your time that you won't get back again. You will never get that time back. You can always get money back, but you can't get your time back. And the reason, like we bring up, the reason the whole point of this talk is, like I said earlier, our lives kind of revolve around money. So it's not necessarily wrong for some people to have that viewpoint as money is the greatest thing in the world or money is the only thing that matters. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but there's definitely some cons to that idea. Because at the end of the day, we've all seen it before. Money kind of consumes, and I can kind of let, ironically, I can let money talk about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like just like time, money consumes like a lot of time. Like nobody's like when somebody says they're living paycheck to paycheck, notice nobody's proud of saying that. Like who's happy living paycheck to paycheck? Because like Belly said, if you miss one payment, like you feel like you're done. So yeah, so like money consumes time because we spend all that time trying to make enough. So like there's already a lot of hours in a part-time job. 40 hours. 40 hours is like to me long enough. But then you spending the extra, 5 hours in that day, which adds up to like 20 hours. So you're really working 60 hours a week, and then just like earning all that money, but you're wasting all that time. So like you're happier with time, like when you have it. Like when you working two jobs, like you're breaking yourself down, and especially when you get older too. There's people already tired working 40 hours. You tell me like they got to work 20 more.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. And then that's why it's people are struggling, and then that's not a good thing because people are struggling to retire at the retirement age. Like they working like these type of hours. Like I'm hearing people tell me like they stay working all the way up to like 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then got to come right back in. So I mean, yeah, you can work as many hours as you want, but like like have a goal in mind. Like at least have a plan to have your money work for you. Like while you're struggling like that, instead of just accepting it. Like focus on working your way up somehow. Because like people, and then people like is going to get to that point one day, and then wonder how they can make more money, but don't know what to do about it or who to ask, for advice.
Exactly.
Yeah, so no, yeah, money does consume a lot of time because we give all that time to get money and then just repeat the same thing over and over again if you're not trying to, like own your own business or, just earn that passive income. That way you can have like the time to do what you want or do what you need to do. Especially
Exactly.
from family time. Like you want family time, like hardly see your family. Like there you go. You know, especially if you make enough money to where you don't have to work a whole 40 hours. Probably just some people probably just make more money working 2 hours a day, whatever they doing, on their own time, and then have the rest of the day to do whatever they want.
That's true. That's true. And another thing to that, you could think of some of these I wouldn't say higher ranking companies, but people that work in offices, maybe they're like a higher manager or like a director of some sorts. They make a lot of money, but you realize a lot of their time is still kind of consumed with managing and other things, where a lot of them still miss out on time on their family. Yeah, they're making money, but they're missing their family time. Don't get me wrong, family time is very important. A time with your family is very important, or even time with friends are very important. I know some people might not think so, but time with your family is very important. It's kind of like a support for your mental. It helps support your mental fortitude. It's very helpful for the mental mind. It's very helpful for the mind. Very what's that word I'm looking for? Nourishing for the mind. To spend time with good friends or family. And it lessens trouble down the road. Just spending time with your family. Because kids might look at their dad as they don't see their dad as much, and they might look at their mom. They don't see their mom as much because she's always working or he's always working. That can turn out to be a problem in the future, all because of money. This is why we say money consumes your time. It consumes other things as well. It can also consume you, or the better, I think, word for that will be it can corrupt you. Because think about that businessman, all he thinks about is money, nothing but money. All he cares about is doing his job well and just making money. That's all he cares about. By doing that, he lessens his time with his family. He could destroy his family potentially in the future. You lose good friends. You lose loved ones. I'm not talking about life and death, but as far as burning bridges in a relationship, whether it be between a friend, a family member, or a significant other, you burn bridges that way just by doing nothing but caring about money. And then some people even become kind of emotionless. They have no love because all they do is work for money. That's the only thing that's on their mind is just money. If money is their love, how can a family member bring more love to them if all they love is money? Because money does have a lot of benefits. I said I wouldn't necessarily I won't say wrong to say money is all important. It is it's just I don't think it's the right way to move. It has a lot of cons for yourself in the future. It doesn't bring about good rewards.
Yeah, because like what you explained there, like yeah, money's not, the root of all evil, but the love of it is, because it can turn into greed. And greed is not a positive thing, when we discuss about it. So yeah, don't. So yeah, you can have a lot of money. You can, you know, like having money, but don't get to the point where you're just greedy and all you worried about is money, basically.
Exactly.
Yep. And don't let that consume you because money does, especially when you get a lot of money. If it's not going to change you, then it's going to change whatever happens around you. So, us knowing this, like, we're just gonna have to keep this in mind because, like, this is what people got to think about, like, especially if they're trying to make it like we are. like just try to keep a positive mindset. Like try to keep in our mind like that money is important, but it's not like too important to us. We're just using it to get where we need to be. So if money's going to change you, let it change you for the better. You know. So how I plan on letting it change me, I want to be more free with my time, but use that time to grow as a person and also grow closer with my friends and family now that I got time to hang with them.
Exactly. It gives you room to move. Like money can solve a lot of problems. It can give you more time. We're just saying be careful, don't let it consume you. And even on the flip side, money can consume people around you.
Yes, sir.
And I know we've all had personally experienced this, seen this, or we definitely heard of it, even seen it in movies. People will betray you about money,
Oh yeah.
or people cross you because they found out you're making so much more money than them. They don't like that, or they think they deserve that spot to be making as money as you, making as much money as you. Or some people will think, like when money's saying, don't let the money change you. Some people, even if you did change, sometimes that changes for the worse. I won't say people will betray you, but again, you kind of break relations with people because they see that money has you. So therefore, they'll break off or they'll distance themselves from you because they see how that money has consumed you. And again, like I said, on the flip side, money can consume others. They feel like they should be making that same amount of money as you, or they put in the same amount of work, or they think they're a better person than you, and they think they should have that money, or they don't like seeing people win. They don't like see people come up, and especially if it's somebody they hate.
Oh yeah, 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 a lot of jealousy around you. You already got people that's jealous of you. They ready to hate you even worse. They find out you making that money too.
Exactly.
And then just like that K Reno verse, like he said money will make an upright man get out of character. I literally seen people do that. Like, like had a different purpose, but then end up stealing money and everything, because they got too greedy.
Exactly. That's how we say money corrupts. And again, I know they wonder why we even talking about this. This goes back into the mental fortitude we was talking about having, not only as a passive investor or an active trader. You need mental fortitude within your life as well. You can carry how you trade, that mental fortitude, not to be caught off guard or be prepared, or not let the trade or previous trade overtake your emotions and and set you up for failures in the future. Take that mental fortitude and take it into life as well. But we want you to really take it in the main factor. The whole point of investing is to earn wealth, which is money. The whole point of active trading is to earn returns, which is money. The goal, like I know I tell people, and what I've learned, the whole point when you go into a trade is not necessarily to make great returns, like to make $2,000 or $3,000, even a few $100. The goal is just to make a successful trade, regardless if it was only even like a 2% gain. It doesn't matter. Make a successful trade, but that's not the point. Like I said, we want you to have mental fortitude when it comes to money, and have certain mental viewpoint of it. Don't let money consume you. To us, money is just a tool. It's a means to an end. And don't get me wrong, money is very helpful in a lot of situations. Cause I tell people I say money can solve at least 70% of your problems. If you argue with me on that, I can even go to 50, and that's the lowest I go. You cannot tell me money can't solve at least half of your problems. You can't tell me it won't solve
Middle
half.
class like us is gonna solve at least 50.
It's gonna solve at least half of your problem. So money is a very important tool. You can look at it like this. Say, like, you as a carpenter and you have a favorite tool that you like. Now, you can get the job done without that tool, but it'll kind of be very hard, and you'll run into a lot of barriers with it. without having that certain tool on hand. You can still get the job done, but you're going to run into a lot of things without having that tool. But having that tool would make the job easier, wouldn't it? It might
Yeah,
not make you the greatest carpenter, but it would definitely make your job a lot easier. That's how I see money as. You could live without money. You will still sacrifice something, but just having money does make life a little bit easier, doesn't it? That's what we're trying to say. That's
yeah,
what money is. Don't
yeah,
let it consume you, but money is an important tool. Money is opportunity. It's time. It's power. You know, you all heard that.
yeah, yeah. Money is definitely power. How you gonna use that power? That's the thing. How you gonna use that time? And then you're gonna take that opportunity, or like, or you're just gonna let it go. And then speaking of opportunities, like that's what we're gonna get into because like people will make all this money, get lucky, be millionaires, and then not know what to do with it. Like they're tempted to really do something stupid because they can't handle it. Like they never really like went like sat down and actually thought about like being a millionaire. Like how you gonna make sure that you secure your wealth, like how you gonna create generational wealth with it, or how you gonna start businesses or pay everything off. They just went and then just did like if you see him blow a bag, you know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna spend this first 100K doing the stupidest stuff ever. well, you should be just you should be just helping yourself. Don't I mean this ain't financial advice, but I wouldn't be the first thing I wouldn't be buying is a chain or like a $100,000 watch. Like the first thing I'd be thinking is I need to get out of my neighborhood. And then what type of new car I'm going to get and what I got to pay off and then what can I do to make my money work for me so I can keep what I have, maintain what I got. I want to stay a millionaire. I don't want to be one of those millionaires that win the lottery and then spend all that money, end up being broke again. Like you missed out on that opportunity to stay living a rich life without having to work anymore.
Exactly, that's true. And what's funny, what you mentioned about the lotto winners, a lot of people that win the lottery, like you said, they lose that money. And when you go back and look at some of the testimonies, a lot of them will say, "I wish I never won the lottery. I wish I never got all that money because they blew it. They had an opportunity and they blew it. Whether they spent it on, a lot of times it's they're living out of their means. And what do we mean by that? This person, okay, say there's a lottery for $1 million and they won it. What you gotta realize beforehand, this person wasn't making $1 million in income on a yearly basis. They didn't have that type of money in the first place. So when they win the lottery, what did they do? They start spending like they will always get a return of $1 million or somewhere close to it. They weren't making this money in the first place. So why would you go and spend like you have this type of money at all times? We don't. Well, they don't. They don't have that $1 million at all times. It will soak up and dry. You have to find a way to supplement that to get returns at least close or at least even half of it. If you can get even half of $1 million, that would be great. But they don't know how to do it. They spend like they're rich, which technically they are, but I'm talking about rich people that always make that type of money, their own businesses and stuff. They're constantly spending that money. They'll buy a new car, a new house, brand new watch, designer clothes. They're traveling all over the world, you know, but they'll never make that $1 million again. There's nothing supporting that $1 million. It's going to soak up and dry eventually from the way they're spending, and they have no way to make that money back. That's how they lose their money because they spend out of their income. That $1 million wasn't their income; it was free fall money. If they had an opportunity, what they could have done was paid all the debts, That's not financial advice. This is just a personal opinion. You do what you want with your money.
Yeah, do what you want with your money. It's just a personal opinion, and it's also entertainment. But yeah, do what you want with your money. But the last thing I want to be with my money is stupid. I mean, it's okay. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but like you want to try to, like Belly was talking about, like maintain that principle. Like, yeah, the money you do have, and then without spending that principle, because you use that money to make even more money. So so when we're talking about like generational wealth, like we just living off the interest, the money that we're earning off the money that we had in the first place. Like Floyd Mayweather, like all this money he be spending, like all these cars, all these houses. He even said it in an interview. He said, "Yeah, I spent all this money, but I get it right back." Because he hang with all these investors and smart people and businessmen that gives him advice, and he's doing the same thing. Like, yeah, he earns a lot of money off his matches, but he owns like gentlemen's clubs and sponsors and all that, and his own Mayweather Promotions. So he's always getting that money back without like spending that principle. He just earning off of what he owns.
Exactly. That's why Mayweather spends money like that. He can go blow a bag and be stupid with his money. You know why? Because he can get it right back. These lottery winners can't get that money back. Once it's spent, it's gone. Mayweather can, like Money said, he has sponsors. He has the Gentleman's Club. He still has money from his matches. Every now and well, not every now and then, but like thinking the match with Logan Paul, he made a nice little bag off of that. And that wasn't even really a professional fight. This was a YouTuber versus a Hall of Famer boxer. I don't know. Is he in the Hall of Fame? I don't keep up with him.
I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, we should definitely look that up. But yeah, he should be a Hall of Famer if he's not. Regardless of what people say, love him or hate him, he beat everybody. So yeah,
Yeah,
he should be a Hall of Fame. But yeah, yeah, and yeah, he definitely earned the name money too. Like he's like very smart. All them watches and stuff. Because he never really lost lost money. It's just you know his money's making money.
exactly. Like again, he has his sponsors. He has his business contract with other companies and moguls. He has his gentleman's club. Money from the matches, pay per view money. Like he's getting returns from that, so he can spend all that money. He will literally get it right back. If not all of it, he'll get a good majority of it to do it again eventually.
Yeah, so he's not really losing money even if he spend it because he's not even spending his principal.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what like people yeah, this ain't financial advice either, but like people if you're one of those people too, but that's what people who win the lottery should be doing. Like you got like whether you win like 100 million, like 50 million, or even 20 million, like
Even
find
just
a
a
way to
million.
do that. Yeah, yeah, like a million's even a lot. You can do it with just a million. Like
Even
find a way to do
500.
that. And even though Floyd's a billionaire, millionaires, even probably like 100,000aires too, for real, can do the same concept. And then for us, middle class people, we just have to work our way up. We got to work, but put that money aside. Whatever you can spare, and put it into something that's going to give you money back, and just keep building and building and building.
Exactly. I can tell you right now, if all of a sudden I win $1 million, I guarantee you I never go broke. Not again. I
Same.
guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, not financial advice. This is personal opinion. I'm just giving you an idea. We just like to talk about money. What I
Oh
would do,
yeah.
first off, pay off all my debt. I don't care how much the debt is. Say for somehow, for some reason, I got $1 million of debt. I don't know how, but for the sake of the argument, let's just say I did. If I had $1 million, oh well, I'm paying off that debt. You might see it as me losing money, but I'm no longer in debt. I've already gained right there. I no longer have to put money towards debt. I can put it toward other things now. But again, we'll just go back. Let's say I won $1 million and I had a little bit of debt. I pay off the debt. After that, I probably would move. One, it might be maybe I don't like the neighborhood I'm in, or this goes back to that money consumes. I'm afraid certain people will look at me different, or you know how a lot of people, some people, when you get some money, you get something different, they start kind of acting different, and some people start acting buddy buddy with you. People you never even heard before, family members you never even seen before, all of a sudden start popping up.
Oh yeah.
So I would definitely move out the neighborhood and get me a house. I wouldn't get me a mansion. I'm not getting that. I have no way to support that mansion. I will still get me it'll probably be a little bit bigger. To be honest, it'll probably be a little bit bigger than the house I am now. But for the most part, it'll be a normal house. I'll buy me a brand new car. And now I will still budget it and make sure I'm not spending all of it. To give you an example, when I bought that house, say that house was like $200,000. Okay, so now I'm at 800K. I bought a new car. We'll say that was 20K. So I'm at 780. I still have $780,000 left. Oh yeah, I forgot I paid my debt off. So let's just say, who knows? Say my debt was 100,000. I'm at 680K now. I still have a little over a half a million left. What I would probably do, again, not financial advice, just personal opinion, and the things that I know now, I would definitely go invest. I wouldn't take all of it, most certainly not, but I'd definitely take a good chunk out of it. If you want to be frugal about it, you can take 30,000 and use that as for investing. You can either do it for passive investing or active trading. Me, I'll probably go towards the active trading. That's just me. Now, probably with money, he'd probably go more into passive. Nothing wrong with that. I would agree with him too. If he say he wanted to go through the passive investing, that's fine with me. I see no problem with that. But I just know me, I would go towards the active. And the rest of that money, I'll probably sit in the account, sit. I'll let it sit in the account, but I'll probably use that money, a little bit more money, to use for passive investing. And then I'll try to set other things up, and then I'll leave the rest for your imagination. But that right there already set up majority of my life. I have the house paid off. I have a brand new car. I no longer need to work for the time being. And 30,000 of that I use for active investing. And say another 30,000 I use for passive investing.
Gotcha.
So I
Yeah.
still have just about a $500,000 left. So technically I no longer work. Because I think the average person makes around 40 something thousand, or is it 50 something thousand a year?
Yeah. Yeah. 40, 50,000.
So we'll say 50,000 for the sake of the argument. So just 2 years of that is 100K. If I had like 600,000 left, let's see, two, four, six. You know what? I don't know. It's what, like 4 years of free living, 5 years, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I'm not good with math, nor do I feel like thinking about it. But you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, we'll just say like that 40, 50K a year, the average person makes. But like the amount of money you got left, that's still 10 times the amount that they
Yeah,
that they have to earn. So they got to work a decade with no taxes to get where you at.
exactly. No tax. That's almost, yeah, if I add it up, that's almost like, about what, 7, 6, we'll say 7, 8 years of me never having to work. Do you know what you can do within that amount of time? You can do more investing or do things you like. I'm still not saying blow your money, but if you want to take a couple trips here and there, that's fine. But you will still have to budget it because remember, you're not getting this money back yet.
Yep.
So I know kind of skewed off the point, but money gives opportunity. Do not blow that opportunity.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't blow that opportunity. Think about the lottery thing we just talked about. You don't want to be one of those people that have it and then that had that opportunity to never work again, and then you just living in regret because you just like blew all your money. Now you're working a 9 to 5 when you was in that what when you was in that position that you worked so hard to get to, whether you was doing scratch tickets or not. Like you're gonna have that regret, and it's gonna
Hey,
hurt. I know I'll be hurt.
I know I'd be hurt because most likely you'll probably never win it again. Not that much money. You might win like $100, $200, but you probably never win that money again.
Yeah, because the odds are way, way against you, and then you out of everybody else in the world won that.
Exactly. So you, if you blew that money, and I know I never getting it again, I'd be devastated. Some people, sad to say, unfortunately, gave up on their life because of that.
That's true. That's true. And then just like I was watching, the Bearable Bull on YouTube. He talked about one time he lost all that money due to um like I believe what 2018, like a somewhere in the late 2010s where there was a stock market, no, a crypto market crash, and then he lost that half. Like he had a portfolio of $500,000 and lost 80% of it. And this is before he knew what he knew now. That's why knowledge is important. So now he's living a different lifestyle. He's living a good life and moved to Miami and everything, and got rich again. But yeah, he said what it did to him, like just put his mind, like put him into like a suicidal mind state because it hurt so bad. Like, so you don't want to get to that point, where you have where you like so devastated and like you started thinking negative, to that point. So like if you end up like doing that, losing that amount of money, I mean, he managed to get rich again. You can too. It's just like you gotta have that mindset, be like, no, I'm gonna come back from this and work towards it instead of just staying down. I mean, losing 500,000 and coming back from it, that's a story to tell.
It really is.
Yep.
And then another way you got to think about it, him having suicidal thought, that goes back to him almost letting it consume him. The money almost kind of consumed him. Not the fact that he made $1 million, it's the fact he lost it and an opportunity. He lost all of that.
Yeah, man.
He was able to get back because he kind of went through some turbulent times, but he had the mental fortitude to come back. Like, you know what? I got to finally put this behind me. I can't dwell on the past. I can't sit here and dwell on the past. I got to keep moving forward. I'm going to get back to that position again. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to get back. He had the mental fortitude and mental acuity to do that. You have to be a strong-willed person to do that. To lose 500,000 and come back, that is not an easy task. Most of the average people probably won't even see 500,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't see 500,000 to lose it and then, and not be okay.
Exactly.
Uh so imagine like how all these like lottery winners felt like when they lost out of all that million, all them hundreds of millions. So that's an example of how bad it hurts. But if you had that mindset, like Belly said, got that strong mindset, be like, okay, now I learned from this. I'm gonna come back better from this. And then yeah, he redeemed himself. It wasn't easy, but he had to spend years getting that back, and now he's better than ever. Now he knows how to maintain his wealth, and he's teaching classes, hiring assistants, still has businesses and everything. Just more and more streams of income and learning different things, getting into real estate. Down in I believe Texas, like trying to own some property in Texas now.
That's crazy. And see how he has an opportunity now, and that opportunity gave him a chance to have power. This goes back to saying money is kind of power. Whether you like it or not, regardless in any type of system, money will be power. It may not be paper money, it could be trading and borrowing. If you have a certain amount of material more than anybody else, say it wasn't a money based economy from way back then, it doesn't matter. If you had a certain amount of material that everybody wanted, it was a high demand, you had power because you was the only one that had that amount. It's power. It gives opportunity for power. Money is power. Whether you like it or not, you hate it or love it, money is power. So, like, some ways people might think, how is that power? That's one example. Another, it creates connections. When you reach certain places, you'll start reaching other people within the same bracket or near the same level, or matter of fact, even higher. It gives you opportunity to do certain things or to reach certain positions. And those positions, it would be people you've never met before, never even dreamed of meeting, or people you never even knew of before until you had money. Then you'll start seeing these people. Not that they're after your money, it's just you'll start moving within a different field. It's levels to everything. You're not gonna most times you're not gonna meet like a some rich elite in a middle class neighborhood. You're probably not. The only way to meet them, you will have to be maybe at a gathering or a business meeting, and you make that type of money, then you'll see them in that type of setting. Money is power. How you think a lot of things get done. Now I won't go into certain details, but you can shake the world if you have money. You
Yeah,
literally,
yeah. Shake the world, change the world if you have money too. I mean, yeah. For example, Richard Hart. You know, um, he like he he's been rich. I mean, not been rich like in his early life, but like when he got older, like he started owning businesses, different businesses, and then became a millionaire. And then he was one of the early miners and then investors of Bitcoin. And he still got some, to this day, which he has money. He's a billionaire now. And then what he does, like he's trying to change the world. He's a self-help author, so he wrote self-help books for free. And then how he's trying to change the world, he's using his money to make this crypto called Hex, which I talked about like in the previous episodes, like how it pays these people high interest when they lock it up. And Hex is doing really well still to this day. So, and then he's using that his money to change a lot of people's lives. Make a lot of millionaires because Hex did make a lot of millionaires and still is making a lot of millionaires. Now he's giving people more opportunity, like in this pulse chain thing, which is going to be bringing a lot of big projects in there where people can invest and then make money off too. And then he's gonna be doing other things as well. But yeah, like he used that money to make millionaires. So yeah, like if you want to make a change, like yeah, you can use money to make a change. Like because you don't want to see the middle class suffer, so you can still like help a lot of people. And then there's the bad ways, where money has powers. Because uh, think about the cartels and mafias, like how they have they're hard to stop. Yeah, and then they have like the police under them and everything. So
exactly.
yeah, so because and then you notice the more money like certain people have, like the harder it is to stop them from like or keep them in jail, because of the crimes they did.
Yeah, that's true too. It's kind of hard to keep them down.
Yeah, think about Epstein. It was hard, like to have him in jail. I mean, it was hard. Like he knows how. Like he made all that money and then met all these people in high places. They got money too. So yeah, when you talking about connections, like his money was the start of that.
It seems like money is always the start, even if you're not an influential person. Like there's nothing great about you. I'm not talking about personality wise. I'm talking as far as like maybe a business or talent aspect. There's really nothing great about you, but you have money. you still have some type of power. You still have some type of power more than the average person. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that you still have more power than the average person.
Yeah, I mean, because the average person, like us, don't have the power to have, to do what we love. Let's talk in terms of having that available time, and then having the money to do that. You have the power to do what you want to do. Like if you want to do what King Vader did, um, making his own films, or just do anything that you want to do. So you have the power to do what you want to do now, live your dream, without having to worry about money. Like, cause you have enough money to have that free time to do what you want, like regardless whether you're earning money from it or not. Like you have time to do that. Like whether
Yeah,
you like to draw or whatever, or start your own film company. If you like doing if you like producing.
yeah. Maybe like I said, maybe like painting art, but you never really had the time because you was worried about money and a job. And you're a great artist. And you're not necessarily looking to make money off your art. You just love doing what you do. You love making art. That's just what you want to do. But you necessarily don't have to have the time because you're working, you need money, and there's circumstances in your life which everybody has. That money, having a surplus of money can provide you that time to do what you love. It gives you time. I would, you know what? Let me not say it gives you time. It gives you the opportunity to use your time. Let me put it that way. It gives you the opportunity to use your time instead of having somebody take your time and pay you for it, which is never a good deal. Even though we all have to do it, not all of us, but the majority of us, we will do it, and it's not necessarily wrong with that because some people won't actually make it out of there, and it's not bad. I'm not bashing them. There's nothing wrong working a 9 to 5. I'm just saying there's a better way. But
Yeah,
yeah, money is opportunity.
and then like what you just said reminded me of this comic book series by One Blue Land, Captain Bitcoin, like them finance comics.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then how these superheroes are based off money, the Bitcoin, and then they have these certain powers, like based on like what money does. So and then there's an enemy called Time Stealer, who is the reason why certain people are getting older at a faster rate, and then they don't remember like what they did, like they close their eyes, and now it's like 20 years later, and then your family's already dead, and you don't remember how that happened or something like that, or just months went by and then you didn't even notice it, like in the blink of an eye. And then that's the villain, the Time Stealer. And then so now these crypto, money based superheroes are trying to stop people from having their time stolen, trying to save their time, like from the Time Stealer. So you see the symbolism in that, how money can buy time and you live in a better life.
You know what that reminds me of? What was that movie? Where time was literally money. Like you'll go to work and you'll earn time on your life, and and certain people you literally ran out of time, you died. What was that movie? And like the
Wait,
main character and some girl went to a bank and stole all the time and gave it to everybody.
okay, now I'm not thinking about that movie. I thought just going towards the movie where every all these friends was in the woods, and they wake up with a timer strapped to them, and
Nah,
then
nah, it's not that.
no, I don't know what the name of that movie is. I don't even think I've seen
Oh,
the movie.
yeah, no, it's literally what you said. Instead of money, it's transferred to time. So you go to work to earn time. Like if you work a day, you get an extra. Like if you work 8 hours, you'll get like an extra. I don't know, about a week. I can't really remember the movie. You get about a week of time, and you just go to work collecting time to live. And the rich people, they have like hundreds of years of time to live, where the middle class and poor class like will only have like a month, some people only a couple weeks to live, and you will go to work to earn more time to live. So this dude and this girl set up a plan to go into one of these like elitist vaults and break it open, steal it, and give everybody their time to where they no longer have to worry about living from week to week.
And then
Doesn't
yeah,
that sound familiar?
yeah, that sounds real familiar. That got some major symbolism in there. It's basically what I was talking about with that that finance comic too. That
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
reading.
That's why I mentioned it. I'm gonna have to send it to you later when I find it.
Yeah, they both add up to the same thing, which like we said, yeah, money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure can buy time though, and use
Yeah,
that time to make you happy.
exactly. Money is opportunity, time, and definitely power. Like even uh current news. Um, what's his name? Elon Musk. The big fuss about him buying Twitter. Everybody made a big fuss of it.
Yep.
And you know how much he's shaking the world. Just he's doing a little Twitter post. He's the next. I'm gonna buy CNN and rename it back to Cartoon Network instead of having the symbol just CN. And he's just he's just a troll, man. He's like, yeah, next I'm gonna buy this. But everybody's hanging on his little word, little every single word, regardless if it's a joke or not. And that's just him posting. But because he's literally, well, they flip flop. He was the richest man, and he's the richest man in the world. His words have influence behind them. They have some, I wouldn't say responsibility, but like I said, they have his words have weight behind them. Why? Because he has that much money and power. So he could be joking, but honestly, he could be telling the truth. You know why? He honestly could back Cartoon Network and change it. That might not seem a big deal, but he can say that for other things as well. That same exact phrase, I'm going to buy this, he can apply it to something else that's not necessarily a joke that could become that's kind of serious. I can't really give a good example right now, but
I mean, like Elon Musk, got so much money, and then he has a lot of influence too. So if he says he was going to buy like a stock or go deep into some crypto, then people is going to go in with him. The public's going to do that. It's like, oh yeah, Elon Musk is buying, I'm gonna buy it too. For example, Dogecoin.
bro, I remember those times. You know why? I was sitting there waiting. we used to on the YouTube platform. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember his name now. He's called waiting on Papa Musk to make a tweet about Dogecoin. Maybe the price will pop up. Okay, he can literally say anything about Dogecoin, the price will skyrocket a little bit.
I remember you telling me that too. I remember.
It was
Uh,
like, yeah, waiting on Papa Musk.
Papa Musk. Yeah, waiting on this tweet so I can go ahead and buy before the coin skyrocket.
Yeah, that skyrocket so I can sell it.
There you go. See some rich people going into some stuff like the public will go in on it too.
Exactly. Him just tweeting something will make the price go up. It doesn't. He just say, I don't know. I'm gonna get me an actual Shiba dog off of the Doge, and the price will skyrocket.
And the price will skyrocket for Shiba, man. So yeah, he done made himself a signal and made a killing off of Doge. Yeah, he said it's his favorite coin. He bought it, but I guarantee you he dumped it every time it gets up.
Exactly. And and that's an example of a tweet. He could say, "That's my favorite coin." Boom, the price will jump up, and it happened every single time.
I'm gonna
That's
get
how much
it.
influence and weight his words have behind them.
Yes, sir. And then like even when he made this one tweet called Nine Rings for Mortal Men, people was trying to decrypt that. You remember that one?
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that.
Elon Musk has brought up a tweet. You
Well, he
know,
got to say this time.
yeah, what he got to say this time even had me breaking it down. And he's talking
Oh,
about XRP, by the way, but it's cryptic. Not financial advice.
you hurry up through that in there.
Yo, I ain't going into no detail. Just this my opinion.
Hurry up through that in there.
I hurried up and threw that because look, because I had somebody like ask me a question like, dang, because you know how like people bring up a certain like stock or coin but don't even say the name of it, and then like be like, yeah, you got to buy this membership so we can tell you the name of it. Write a whole article, made a whole video, of how it can do this and this and this, right? And then they
Right.
was like, and it was like, oh, and then people be like, oh yeah, man, Elon. They say Elon Musk even looking at it, and certain banks, like J.P. Morgan even looking at all these people that
I
got
know
all.
they be gaslight. Like, what is it, man?
And then I didn't buy it, so I don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's. I mean, in my opinion, it sounds like they're talking about XRP, but yet, like the reason why it makes you want to look at it because they're mentioning that all these rich people are looking at it.
Exactly. So it gives you the idea if these rich people are moving in it, there's probably money involved in this. A lot of money. I can make money. See, you wouldn't have jumped if it said something like money and Valley is in it, and a couple YouTubers, not even famous YouTubers, and you probably wouldn't pay no attention to it.
Yep. But if it say something about like Jay-Z or Elon Musk or Bill Gates, is looking at it, that makes you want to makes you want to buy a subscription. Be like, okay, I'll spend the $60. What is it?
And I ain't that. It's just, you're not even going to buy the item they talk about. You just want to know what they're interested in.
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes you want to know. See how that influence is, because they got all that money.
Yeah, and just that thought alone, why why must you read it? Because they're interested in. Why you worry about their lives? You see what I'm saying? But you are interested in because they're worried about it. You know why? Because like you said, they have power, money, and influence. That's why you're worried about it. What
Yeah,
little things they do can literally shake the world.
yeah, and we've seen it more than once. More than like there's countless examples of them doing that. And then
Exactly.
that's why they're watching Warren Buffett's portfolio. Like, oh yeah, Warren Buffett just sold this and this and this. Should I dump on it too?
Yeah, exactly. Should I jump on it? I'm gonna at least check it out, see what they're talking about. If he's
Yep.
hopping in it, let me see what exactly it is. Cause you know why? He got famous because whatever he invested in turned out
Yep.
to be a great investment, and that's how he became what he is. So whatever he looks at or he thinks something good, we're at least gonna take a peek at it.
Yeah, at least take a peek. I do. I mean, I did the same thing too. And I was like, yeah, what Warren Buffett doing this time for that huge portfolio, making all that money?
Exactly.
Uh, let me start following his blueprint. Like even the Bearable Bull, um, like I'm gonna mention him again. Even he said it too. It's like he learns from watching, all these people that already got it. All these rich people, and follow what they do. And use the same concept, like with his wealth. And make even more money. Like without doing the thing, like where like everybody falls for something, just because a famous person's in there. No, like he's literally like actually learning from them, like taking their advice and then like their moves at that too, just watching their moves. But what made them want to do that? Because they already there, they already got all the money.
Yeah, they finished that path that you're taking. They're at that goal you want to be at. They're at that level that you want to see. So of course you want to learn from them. You can't. It'll be a rare opportunity. You can't personally learn from them, but you can learn from them from watching them. I know they make videos too. You can watch their videos, read their books, watch how they move.
Yeah, like you can learn from Robert Kiyosaki, read because some of them write books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, talking
Very great
like
book. Highly recommend you read that.
yeah, making your money work for you.
which literally is the whole point of the book, is learning how to make the money work for you. And the other important part is that the rich think different from a more normal person when it comes to money, which is the whole point of this episode, is how do you view money? Rich Dad, Poor Dad beautifully executes that. I highly recommend you read that book by Robert Kiyosaki. The rich do think differently about money than we do. Instead of you going out and chasing money all your life, why don't you make the money chase you? Make it return to you. Make the money work for you. If you're the boss, the money is your employees. Make your employees go out and do something and make products for you and bring you a return. Make your money little soldiers. Go conquer land, conquer companies, and bring you the spoils of war. Make the money work for you. That's the entire point. Don't work for money. Money works for you.
Yep, and that's the point of wealth right there. And then you see everybody doing it, from Floyd Mayweather, Jay-Z, and everybody else who got a ridiculous amount of money. Like they get it back because their money is working for them.
Even something small as $1. Don't go out and spend that dollar and only get a candy bar in return. Try spending that dollar and get an object back. I don't know, a pair of glasses. Like, cheap sunglasses. I don't know. And go sell it. Get a return off of that. You made more than what you spent already. Your money just worked for you. Make that dollar turn to a few dollars. Make that dollar turn to $3. Make that 3 turn into 7. Keep flipping the money. It's not a great example. I don't condone it, but take a drug deal.
Nah.
I'm sorry. They always flipping money. I don't condone it until you go do it, but it's essentially the same thing. It's not legal. But they're flipping money to make the money work for them. Unfortunately, not in the right way.
Yeah,
but
what
I hate to use that example, but I'm like, hey, they make money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're not telling you to go ahead and start a crack house.
Yeah,
A trap house.
Yeah, we're not telling you to get the trap jump.
Oh, like ain't the trap house same as real estate?
No, we ain't telling you to do it. We just want you to understand the concept. Make your money work for you.
Yeah, like flip it legally, or just earn your dividends. Either way, like you're making your money work for you. That's why, like knowing this, that's why, like I didn't mind investing as little as $10 a week, because at least I'm doing something. At least I know I'm building something, and then that I'm waiting to drop even more in there. But right now, since I don't have it like that, I was spending $10 a week. I was doing whatever I can. So that's what y'all can start off doing. Not a financial advice. If you don't have, like, just like I said in the early episodes, if you don't have like $100 or $200 to invest every week, you can just do 10 or 20 till you have $100 or $200.
Even $5 or more.
Yeah, or even $5, and automatically take out your checkers account, like the Stash app, and then you're not even thinking about it. And it's going to something that's gonna, give you your returns, but not financial advice. This is just our opinion, just for entertainment purposes. And yeah, we're not rich, just because we're talking about money, but we just like to talk about money.
Yep, just like talking about money.
Yep. So, hopefully this helps y'all see things differently now. And yeah, we'll be back for episode 8.
Yes, sir. Until next time.
Oh yeah. Until next time.